Hello and welcome to another episode of Industry Celebrities. My name is Kimberly Scott, and Industry Celebrities is a podcast where I interview industry professionals in any industry, and I ask them questions about their industry or their passion, plus my guests share a little advice to their younger self, which we all need. And if you want to listen to other episodes, you can tune in by going to thatkimberly.com/convo to choose which platform you would like to listen to. You can either listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google, YouTube, coming soon, Amazon Alexa. And now that I got that all out of the way, I'd like to introduce my guest today, my friend, and my hair god, Artem. Say it for me.
Artem Keshishian.
Artem Keshishian.
You got it. You got it.
Well, Artem, thank you for joining me today.
You got it. Good to be here.
Tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and what industry you're in.
I'm in the beauty business and
The beauty business.
hair salon business, hairdressing business, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
And I've been doing it for about 30 years now. Almost 32 years.
You do not look like you've been doing it for 32 years.
I just turned 48,
Ooh,
so
yeah.
So I've been doing it for a while. And
got a passion for it. How did you get into?
It's an interesting story. I was basically, the movie Top Gun when it came out, and Tom Cruise had that flat top, and I wanted that haircut. And
So are you being serious?
no, I'm being serious. Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted that haircut, and so I went to the mall. I won't say what salon it was, but I went to the mall, and this was in Houston, to achieve that look. But I looked like Forrest Gump when I left. It was like that flat top. Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. So really,
It was a bad hairdo.
It was a bad hair. So I came home, and my sister was like, "What happened to you?" And I was like, "Oh, don't worry." So it kind of grew out. So I went to to another place. Saved all my money at the time. Went to another place, and then that did not look right. So long story short, I decided to do it myself. After a few
Like
tries,
most men do.
Yeah.
But they do it for the less expensive cost, not because somebody else did it in the wrong way.
Yeah. No, I wanted to just get that look. I wanted to be
The right look.
I wanted to look like Tom Cruise in that movie. So anyway, I went to the store and bought me some clippers, and after a few tries,
You got it right.
I looked like Tom Cruise. So my friends were like, "Hey,
Will you cut ours?
what's going on? Like, where'd you get it?" So I was like, "Well, I did it." They're like, "Oh," so I started cutting people's hair, and so then I started cutting their sister's hair, their mom's hair, so it's just kind of started that way. And by 9th grade, kind of had to make a decision, if I wanted to go to high school or hair school. So I went to hair school.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the 9th grade.
Yeah, by 9th grade. So that's kind of how I got in it.
And you never looked back?
No. I would have done it in 8th grade if I had to change it. And then I just took an extra
Little
year.
longer?
A little longer, yeah. That's kind of how I got in it. I mean, if it wasn't for that look I wanted, I don't know if I'd be doing it.
Crazy.
It sounds funny, but that's how I got into hair business. You don't look like you do hair. I'm like, oh, I do.
Yeah. That was the first thing I said when I met you. I was like, this guy does hair? Are you sure?
And then, when I was dabbling in it, and my family, I wasn't very good in school at the time. My family was like, "Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Just at least
To get a skill,
because
trade.
I was skipping school and this, that. Like, probably do something you like more." So one of the people was my brother-in-law, Rachel's dad.
Uh-huh.
So we went to the school, and then I enrolled, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can say my hair mix-up with the first time was purple, and I did not cause me to want to go and try and teach myself how to do my own hair. That's for sure.
Well, this was in the mid '80s.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was broke, and all the money I got to cut my hair, I was cutting grass, saving it up to go to get. So it wasn't like we had the luxury of keep trying these expensive places to get the look. So after 2 shots, I was like, I got to figure this out.
Well, then how did you go into deciding to own your own salon?
Basically, I work at a salon here in Dallas, and it was a great salon to start off with. And I always wanted to, I don't know, I think it's the foreign in me. It's like everybody wants to have their own business, So I thought it'd be better if I was working for myself than somebody else, because I was making a lot of money for somebody else, and I thought eventually I want to change that.
Yeah.
So, I gave it a shot. I was like 21, my first salon that I did. It didn't work out too well. Yeah.
At 21?
Yeah, it didn't work out too well. I spent a lot of money on it because I was more focused on what I wanted it to look like.
Oh, and the location?
And it was beautiful.
And the location?
The location, I didn't even think about location. I didn't even think about, I was just happy just to get a location,
Oh, okay.
And did not realize they were giving it to me because the location was bad. So, if you think about it, at 21,
Yeah.
I had no business experience or whatever.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I was there for about 3.5 years. And
Wow.
then after 3.5 years, it was just, we were a full salon. We were operating at
Full
capacity, and I was losing money.
Wow.
It was paying too much for overhead. I only had like 5 parking spots for 20 stylists. It was just horrible. So
Not really good at logistics.
Yeah, my goal was to have a salon by the time I was 21. I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
So I did it.
Yeah.
But did not think about, and nobody else told me, hey, you got to think of this, think of this, think
Yeah.
of this, So I opened it up, and it was, we had a good time for a good first year, and then I realized I had no money left, and I was putting money more in.
How many years did it take you before you decided that this was not the right location
I knew probably
time?
in about 6 months
Mhm.
when customers would show up and they would not come in because they couldn't find a parking space.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
not
we
good.
had parking. When you look at the place, we had a lot of parking, but there was other people that they needed parking. So on busy times, we had no parking.
Yeah.
So try to set up valet service. We set that up for a while. Then that we couldn't do that anymore because we couldn't use certain parking. It was just nonstop, one after the other.
Yeah.
And then
Some sort of hurdle you had to overcome.
yeah, it was the whole skipping, dropping out of school, and thinking that I was shortcutting to success. There's no really shortcuts. It was an expensive lesson for me,
Oh,
business-wise,
absolutely.
to learn. That was my Harvard.
Yes, it was.
So,
Your MBA of hard knocks.
Yeah. So, but hey, I'd rather do it that way because I learned about people. I learned about
The business.
I learned everything you need to know about opening a business somewhere,
There.
of things to look for
Mhm.
and the things that you need to have a successful, because it's already hard to have a business, right?
Mhm.
But if you don't have those certain things in line,
Yeah. And you don't know certain
and you
things.
don't know, but if you don't know those things,
Yeah.
you're already decreasing your chances
Yeah.
by highly. So yeah, it was,
It was a good time, probably at the 20. You had the energy at 21
Oh.
to be able to get up and just
Yeah.
keep doing it every single day until you realistically probably went and said, let's look at the books. Let's look at, okay, this is what's going into it, what's coming out. And at the end of the day, when you're
I
in the
remember-
negative.
I remember when we were paying quarterly taxes, and
Oh.
I was like, "Why do we gotta pay these?" It's like, what is unemployment taxes? All those stuff you don't.
Yeah.
Most people do not know when they're first getting in,
Mhm.
and nobody,
Back then.
teaches you.
Yeah.
In your family, you have some naysayers in your friends and family, and some people want to help you out. But even the people who are helping you out, they have no idea.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you get in there, you're like, oh, what are you talking?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but it was a lesson learned, a good lesson learned.
So you closed that one, and then when did you
So
come back around?
I closed that one, and then I took a little bit of time off.
Mhm.
So I got into other businesses, and fortunately, I have a lot of, from hair school, I met a lot of good friends,
Uh-huh.
and they were involved in a lot of different businesses. So I tried to get involved with some businesses like that, and try different things, and anywhere from having a gas station to having a valet service or a car business or
Uh-huh.
anything that made money. I tried it, but my passion was always hair. So I knew I was going to need a spot to work at.
Uh-huh.
So went to the salon that I'm at now, and
A salon.
actually at that time it was called Du Nouveau.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know there was any other name other than Salon
Yeah,
Du.
it was called Du Nouveau, and Du Nouveau was probably the first salon in Texas, I believe, that I know for sure in Dallas, that was a salon that took stylists where they can be their own boss.
Okay.
So you can basically pay rent for each hair
Mhm.
and do your thing, and people were not taking commission from you.
Okay.
So it was
The
one
first
of the
one, okay.
busiest salons in Dallas
That did
for
it.
a long time. There was a waiting list to work there for forever.
Yeah.
But when I got there, people had already caught on, and they were opening businesses up
Like that one.
Like that one.
Uh-huh.
That's what was taken off. Like 1995 to 96, you know.
Instead of the stylists working from out of their homes, they had a space to go to.
Basically, stylists were sick of paying commission to somebody. You know, if you're making $5,000 a week, you are going home and make $1,500 after taxes.
Wow.
You know, after you pay your commission, your chair
Everything
fee.
else.
So they're like, even if I lose half my business, I go pay $300 a week. I'm still making more money.
Yeah.
So that was happening. So what happened to where I was, the salon was pretty much out of date.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things were changing, and a lot of other salons were opening up. So stylists from that salon were going to there.
Uh-huh.
So I got there, and I liked everybody there. It was nice, you know. But I noticed that it was on decline.
Yeah.
And it was in pretty bad shape after about a year and a half or so that I was there. So either it was going to close, and we were all going to have to move again. I was
Uh-huh.
going to have to move again. So I decided to, you know,
Buy it from.
take a dive, which I swore I'd never do another salon again, you know, because I lost a lot of money in the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, a lot of money. I mean,
Well, no, it was an experience. You earned your Harvard degree,
yeah, I'm telling you,
MBA.
it was a tough thing.
It always is.
So, okay, so I had some money, and then, you know, I always talk to my dad whenever when I do stuff. He goes, just be brave and do it. So, okay, so
Hey.
bought this salon. So after I bought Du Nouveau, I changed the name to, you know, Salon D.
Okay.
And
Which
people
that's what
ask-
it currently is.
People
Salon
ask
D.
me all the time why I did that. One, because, you know, stands for Dallas D,
Uh-huh.
you know, the letter D. And then the other is, you know, when you have businesses, you have, let's say you have 100 feet, which that's what we have, 100 feet of frontage.
Mhm.
So the bigger the amount of letters you have, the smaller the sign.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to limit the amount of letters in the name.
Okay.
So Salon D was the best I can come up with, so I can have the letters as big as they are
Oh.
today. Otherwise, if I had a
Sm-
longer name, it would be smaller.
And you couldn't
'Cause
see it from the freeway.
You're gonna see it from
Yeah.
freeway. You're gonna see it from plane. So, and a lot of people would drive by like, we didn't know there was a salon there till you put the sign up.
Hmm.
So that's kind of how I came up with that.
Very, very smart thinking this
yeah,
time.
yeah. So yeah, and then so.
And now,
bought the
how many
salon.
years now?
So it was 2000 and I think 2000 after 9/11 we started kind of even took a more of a dive after 9/11
Yeah.
because the economy was bad. So
It didn't take a dive. It just kind of dipped, probably.
it did pretty good. Where
Mhm.
like we lost like 10, 15 stylists and things were not looking good.
Mhm.
So it came to my attention that people may not be getting their paychecks or whatever. So I had to make a decision quick. So I think right in the middle of 2001, I made the decision to do it, and then in 2002, we closed the deal, and that's when I took it over. So
And you totally revamped it.
slowly,
Yeah.
slowly. Like I didn't want to make the same mistakes as I'd done in the previous, so I didn't go into debt at all.
Hmm. You
Zero.
only paid cash for whatever
Zero.
you could afford.
So, the people that were there, they're still there today.
Mm.
And as long as the system was good, they were being taken care of, their clients were being taken care of.
They weren't going to go anywhere.
They weren't going to go anywhere,
Yeah.
Because to this day, we're still the only salon that offers the things we offer,
Mhm.
So little by little, I changed it. And then, like I said, my goal was not to owe any money, not to get into debt.
Mhm.
And so whatever money we made, I'd save, then I'd spend it. Whatever money we made, I'd save, I'd spend it. And
Yeah.
so it took literally like 5 years for me to be positive.
Uh-huh. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's a huge feat. People don't understand that when you go into a business for yourself, one, you work harder for yourself and your employees than more than you do anyone else. And it's not easy, or else everyone would be doing it. And it ebbs and it flows. And for the owner of the establishment, they must get up every single day, no matter what, and put up with the highs and the lows at the same time. You can't be for the weak of heart, right? I mean,
I think every business owner knows when they walk in, when they get up in the morning on their drive to work, it's like a boxer walking to the boxing ring.
they should. Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yep. Be prepared.
Even today,
Because this is how many years later? You've had it's been Salon D now
so
for 10.
2002, let's say. So
Okay.
16, 17 years.
Okay, thank you very much.
Every day there's something.
Yeah.
But things are more manageable now than they ever been because and they were probably back in the day. I just made a big deal out of them in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mindset changed.
your expectations of what people are going to think, it needs to probably change if you're a business owner.
Yeah.
You know, people like to bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody, but
No, yeah,
they
there
like
are.
to bitch. And you got to know that's part of business.
Yep.
If they bitch, they still come and love you. I mean,
Yeah.
they come back. So it's just part of the thing.
Yeah, if you take
So
care of them and you
take
make it
care-
right, they're going to come back.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's it's babysitting, it's love and hate. It's good. It's an interesting relationship. But
What's your most favorite part about owning a salon?
about owning a salon, about owning really any business now.
Oh, that's right. You have a couple of them. Okay, so any business.
Any business now, I make money when I'm not there.
Oh.
Otherwise, it's a bad relationship.
Let's get down to the brass taxes of it.
No, because I know a lot of people today, and they have one of the top salons here in Dallas,
Uh-huh.
or any other business. But if they went on vacation with their girlfriends, wives, or whatever,
It's not making money if they're not there.
making money. The salons, or the business is making money, enough money to cover itself. Unless you have a catastrophe, then the owner has to put money in themselves.
Okay.
That's just not a good way, in my mind, to run it.
Uh-huh.
So I feel pretty good about getting it to a place where I knew
You have people you trust. You have
Yes.
systems in place
systems in place.
that
and
it operates if there or you're not.
yeah, most business owners think just because they own a business is they've made it. What they don't know is they've just got a job.
Mhm.
Really, just got a job. And it's a job that demands a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them.
Mhm.
Mine does the same thing.
Yeah.
But at least, I can get away from it, and I still...
You have work-life balance now.
Work-life balance, and I don't have to work as hard, and I'm still making money.
Yeah, but that took you almost 30 years. Or no.
It took me about 15 years, I'd say.
Okay.
To
get to that
understand
point.
the concept.
Okay.
And I know it sounds funny, but like... You're thinking, okay, I'm making this much money, I'm behind the chair, or whatever job it is you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're not realizing is that you have your job plus all these other responsibilities. So you have to separate what you're doing from the business.
Yeah.
Right? And if you are the business, if you are all together,
Mm-hmm.
that means the business doesn't exist without you.
Correct.
Then you don't really have a business.
Correct.
So that's kind of... It took me like...
Catch-22 there.
22. And
Yeah.
then that's when I started started my assistant program.
Uh-huh.
I would get tired of waiting for people to come in the salon
Uh-huh.
to rent a chair from me. A lot of people came, but I'm very picky,
Yeah,
on
but
their work. So if their
Mhm.
work did not, match what I wanted, I didn't give them a spot.
Yeah.
And that was up front,
Yeah.
So to get the stylist that I want, I figured that I have to train them.
yeah.
I had to come up with a training system where I can incorporate it in my daily, every day.
Yeah.
It wasn't like one day a week or one day a month.
So it didn't take away from your regular,
I
because you have clients that you do business
Exactly.
with, and so
So I had to incorporate assistance into what I was doing, which some clients liked, some clients didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But that was kind of a thing that you had to...
a workaround. You had to adjust to that.
I looked at it, if I lose a few people because they don't like it, I'm okay with it, but
Yeah.
I knew majority would like it. So,
Yeah.
And what happened, instead of people waiting 5 months to get in,
Yeah.
now they're able to get in for simple things that I don't have to do.
Yeah.
They can get in that week, so it's
Yeah.
a better business.
Yeah. And the ones like me who don't want to use anybody else will wait the month.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
or if they miss their appointment, we'll beg you to
Yes,
take
yes, yes.
them, and you figure it out.
And I love that because I'm in the customer service business.
Yes,
I
yeah.
wanna be able to take care of you. I wanna be able to.
Yeah.
But there are some people who are coming in just strictly for maintenance.
Yes. They don't need.
They,
Yeah.
they don't need me. I mean, everything's written down. They come in.
trust
it's
the
this-
people,
yeah,
they
I've
have trained them. Yeah.
Some of them do a better job than me because I should say they care about the customer more in their chair. I've seen that customer for 30 years. I've heard the same stories. I'm like, you know what? Here, just put this on. You can go. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
The newer stylists, they go above and beyond.
Yeah.
They baby them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for the
Yeah.
customer. It's good for the hairdresser.
It's a good change up.
It
I
is.
think.
It is a good
Yeah,
change.
up.
And I've had this past week. One of my receptionists was sick, so I answered the phone, and I had two.
What?
I know. I was off, but I was just
Yeah, you're
So-
gonna come and do what you got to do.
well, I had a receptionist there, but I had nothing to do, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna answer the phones for a little while, see what happens. I like it there, so
I know.
I talked to 2 people on the phone, which they had no idea it was me they were talking to.
How could
And
they not?
I don't know. They just could not conceptualize that I was at the front desk.
Oh, okay.
So they thought, oh, Artem's gonna be really mad. I cheated on him, but I need to come back. My hair's hideous, and
They didn't know it was
they
you.
didn't know it was me. So
Note to self, people.
I booked their appointment, whatever. So when they come in, I'm gonna have to tell them that it was me.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So, I don't mind when a lot of people are very possessive with their customers.
Yes.
A lot of people are possessive with their knowledge. A lot of people are.
They shouldn't be.
To me, if you're successful,
Yeah.
you're helping people
Yeah.
with knowledge.
Yes.
If you're not,
You're sharing.
you're really not successful at
Yeah.
all. You just
But I do believe that you are very picky and you have a standard of that customer service, which is the style that you teach them to make sure that they're doing, that
100%.
they can pass that on. So that's at the same time.
the brand
and
is
you.
and the styles, the look, the value that people see that coming in, they're
Yeah.
still the same. And people see that. And people see an 18-year-old right out of school. They like to see the progression from the way they start to
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
to be part of something.
Yeah.
People love it.
Yeah.
As long as the quality is great.
Yeah.
If the quality is not great, none of what I'm talking about works.
Yeah,
So you have
correct.
to make sure the quality is great. Then everything's good.
Yeah.
Because people really want convenience.
Yes.
Like nobody wants to walk around with gray hair more than they have to. If they want to come in that week,
Yeah, that's why they make these little spray things that you can do your
Exactly,
roots with, which I don't do my roots anymore because you get upset with me. But there are people that do this little spray till they get to their person.
You don't have enough gray to do
I
that.
know,
That's why it looks
correct.
funny. You need to have more gray to do that. But out of 60 people in the salon, somebody could do their hair. So
Yeah.
if I cannot accommodate the public to getting their hair done,
Mm-hmm.
if they need it, I haven't created a business to do that, something
Yeah.
good. So
That's a good philosophy, and I think more people that are in, whether it's your line of business or another line of business, when they start one, to realize if they're the only person doing everything, that's a bad business model. In the beginning, it's good, it's okay, because you got to know a little bit of everything. Because look, you could go back and answer the phones because you were the first person to probably ever answer a phone. But at the end of the day, if you're not there, it still needs to run.
as a business owner, you should know how to do everything in your space, in
Correct.
your salon, in your business. But you got to delegate.
Yes.
So that way you can work literally on your business, like you can step back, work
And not
on
in-
your
yeah.
business and not in it,
In it.
like every day. I mean, you got to be both, but
Yeah.
sometimes you got to step out to see, okay, it's like a piece of art. You paint. You got to put it on the wall, kind of see what it looks like.
Yeah. Make adjustments.
Make adjustments. Otherwise
It doesn't work.
Well, it works, but you're just like your eyes are gonna pop out of your head. Just like
And you're gonna
nonstop.
you're gonna get
burned out.
tired,
Yeah.
burned out really,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
quickly. Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. I'm going to ask two extra questions. What advice would you give to someone that wants to start their own salon or get into
That's a great
beauty business, as you said?
to start, whether it's a salon, a restaurant, you name it, whatever business that's a service oriented, be the best at your field. Let's say you're
In your niche, whatever it is.
So as a hairdresser, number one, become a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Number two, find a mentor that's going to
Guide
teach you, guide you. A mentor that you want to be like someday,
Okay.
not just some manager at a hair salon. That's the key, because
Yeah.
somebody that's passionate for the business,
Okay.
right? Learn from them. Be as best as they are or better.
Mm-hmm.
Learn from their mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And once you are at a level where you cannot sustain your clientele by yourself and it's just too much, you need to think about possibly getting on an assistant.
Mm-hmm.
You need to train that assistant to the level that you are. It's like almost like a miniature of what I'm doing
Yeah.
in my salon. You can do this in somebody else's salon.
Yeah.
And once you're capable of teaching other people what you do, then you need to look for space and find some investors, because then you can go get the space. Let's say it's a 10-chair salon or 20-chair salon or 50 or 100-chair salon.
Yeah.
Then you can get a space and know that maybe you can find some other friends that are stylists. They can come in with you to bear some other weight,
Yeah.
And then you can get a bunch of kids from school and have a program where you can teach them, and then you can grow your own people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't do it.
Taking the right steps and listening to others that did it before you is definitely key.
Yeah.
And not everybody's going to be wanting to mentor you, so you got to keep asking until you find the right one that not just wants to do it and not charge you to do it, but wants to do it to pay it forward because somebody did it for them. I feel like there's lots of people out there in the world that have gone, or just have a soft heart like you, that are like, okay, you know, my first venture out there, I didn't know anybody, so I'm going to pay it forward by giving my advice to people. But yeah, that's the best way to do it.
The mistake that I made, so if you ask me where that comes from, the mistake that I made, when you're in school, when you're young, you have a lot of ego. I still do, but you have a lot of ego.
Not as much.
And you think you're the best at everything, and you come out, you know it all, which is great to think that, but you want to kind of learn from somebody. You have to have a point of reference. Okay, so there's this guy who's doing this. I want to get there. That's my thing of success. Put the laser on it and just focus right to that. So I would say if you're young and you want to do it, or even if you're older and you want to do it, you have to have a system. You got to have a system. There's two parts. There's a business part of it, which comes with the brick and mortar, your expenses, or you got to figure all that out and what you need. Then you gotta have to have a system of growing people, growing culture,
to keep those
keep those people happy, and then growing. And so people are getting fed from you knowledge, and they're growing, right? And they're gonna make money with that knowledge.
It's a balancing act.
It's a balancing act. A lot of people think, you know, I got nothing going on. I think I'll go to hair school. I think, yeah, so-and-so's doing it. They're doing all right. I go to hair school. I mean, today we have more hair schools dishing out more cosmetologists than ever before.
Wow.
It's turned into a factory.
Really?
We have hair schools that, it's really funny actually, they have students that graduated, they stayed in school, became an instructor, and they're teaching the new students.
Oh.
This is a fact.
Okay.
These instructors have never had a day of working in a hair salon. They have no idea.
That's why I tell my mom not to go to hair school in El Paso. She does it, but I tell her, Mom, you cannot be upset. You're only paying $5 or $10.
It's not about the money, honestly, if you think about it. It
is.
Think about why would any, and nothing against hair schools, why would any stylist leave their stylist job behind a chair where they're making minimum of $500 to $2,000? Well, let's say 500, just to be
on the low end.
On the low end a day, right? Mm-hmm. That's 2-3 clients. Mm-hmm. Go to making $500 at a hair school a week.
Oh, ow!
Why would anybody do that?
Why
would anybody do that? Because they're not
being fed, or they're not being guided in the right direction, or they're scared. There could be two sides of that.
They're looking for security. It's a job.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody teaching me my career.
Mm-hmm. That's never done it.
Yeah. It's like going to a prestigious school for business, and their professors were CEOs of some company that don't exist anymore.
Yeah. There are some professors that are doing that. But
they are right now.
I know.
I know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So okay, you are not.
I get it.
So I think, when I was starting off, school was so important to me. I wanted to pick the best school.
But that came from your parents, didn't it?
No, for time at the hair school. I wanted to make sure I wanted to go the best. And I believe at that time, schools were better than they are now.
Okay.
For sure. Where what the public wanted, schools are preparing you to what the public wanted. Now, kids come out, they don't even know how to use a round brush.
Oh.
They don't.
Even I know how to use a round brush. It did take me a while. You did have to show me, but...
Yeah. I'm not talking about every single kid.
But that's a basic thing. That's a basic tool.
They're styling, they're cutting, it's just not there.
Yeah.
So
because they're manufacturing to pump them out.
And I have nothing wrong with it. Like schools are trying to make money off these kids. I got no problem with that. If they open a business, good for them. But in return, you got to give them something that they can actually land in a salon, and the salon owner go, God, this is awesome. I can just put you right to work.
Yeah.
I have to train somebody for a while before they can actually do our minor things in the salon that public in Dallas would find it acceptable.
And that's just even if they meet the requirements you set forth to them before they even get put into your apprentice
Yes.
program.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when you're young, you want to do it. Don't put too much emphasis on what school. School today is going to give you the ability to get a license.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get the license, best thing you can do is find a place you can work where you can be some
Mentor.
sort of mentorship assistant program. If your idea is to go or rent a boot space somewhere and
Go
you're
directly
going to make
into it.
it, you could probably do it. Your chances of, I think today,
Success rate is low.
Success rate, 100 kids graduate in I think 5 years. The percentages, don't quote me on this, I think it's less than 10% that are doing hair
Wow.
in 5 years.
Wow. That's
That's pretty
low.
low.
Okay, so what would you tell
So-
your younger self then?
I would say if you're thinking about going into the hair business, go spend some time in a hair salon. You know, find a salon that you think you'd want to work at.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a reception job or something in there. See if you like the atmosphere. If you like the atmosphere, then search out the schools that are good. The way I would look for a school, I think the education is all the same at any school you go to.
Mm-hmm.
They're all, in my mind, they're not great.
Okay.
But some schools have created a culture. Some schools have given you a good atmosphere.
Okay.
So that is important.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you can go to school and be happy there and want to go to school.
Yeah.
If it's not
A good culture and atmosphere,
you're
yeah.
gonna, oh man, I hate this. I don't want to hang out with those people. So
Then you won't want to go do hair
so
somewhere.
at least some of the schools are providing that. So find a school that has good culture that you feel like you can fit in and you like your classmates and your teachers and such, and go to some of those.
Okay.
And once you get out, or before you even get out, connect with somebody that is a salon owner or a stylist that has a few chairs that are renting somewhere. They're wanting an assistant really bad. In return, they're gonna teach you.
Yeah.
They're gonna work
That means you got to
Yeah.
network. Network
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that means they're gonna train you, but they're gonna overwork you too. And by being overworked, you're gonna be trained.
Yeah.
And they're gonna allow you some time to do your own customers. 1 day a week or 1 hour a week, whatever it may be. You have to have some sort of. You can't just be an assistant forever.
Yeah.
If you find that, I think your success rate is a lot higher. And a lot of people don't realize. And I will say this: like, if you look at the average what stylists make in the United States,
Uh-huh.
I think it says $28,000 a year.
Really?
Yeah, I think 28 to 36, something like that.
They're not claiming everything.
No, I think they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they are.
Ah.
And that's probably true in all over. Those are stylists that are working at low-end places
Oh, okay.
or mediocre places.
Okay.
So if you are a stylist and you want to make more than that,
Mm-hmm.
don't get a job at a mediocre place.
Yeah.
Don't start low. Because it's once you start low,
Yeah,
you
you
wasted 5 to 15 years there.
Mm.
And then to get to the level that we are at, for example, Salon D and some of the other nice places in Dallas, it's a journey that's hard.
Yeah.
You raise your price on a customer for $5, they
Freak
go
out.
crazy. So
Really?
I would start high.
Mm-hmm.
I would start at a place that is, they charge more. So your hourly rates could be, anywhere
Higher.
from, let's say $100 to $200. Otherwise it's a tough business.
Yeah. No, I always tell people hair is, to me, it's like a car. Like if it's like a Ford or Mercedes, like you're gonna get what you pay for. And I believe in paying for the best to get my hair done, because otherwise I'm going to walk around, if I'm not going to be happy with it, then you're going to be upset. Like, so even the 12, and nothing against the places that my boyfriend might go to or that are, under $20 or my mom going to the beauty school, but she doesn't have much that she has to do with her hair because it's short. But if you have a certain look or style that you want to keep, then pay the money, because it is well worth it when you don't have your hair turning purple like mine did the very first time I went to a beauty school that didn't know what they
Yes.
were doing. Or for you, your flat top.
Well, you do get what you pay for.
Yes.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some people don't feel comfortable, and I've had this experience before when I hired somebody right out of school, and they were really good being trained. So they could not charge $40 to $50 for a haircut. They were having a hard time with swallowing that pill. Like, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Because they came from a background where that's just insane.
Yeah.
So
They didn't value their skill set.
They not only they don't value their skill set, the whole family doesn't value their skill
Oh.
set. Hairdressing is looked upon as like it's maybe a shit job.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of variables in what we do.
Mhm.
You have to really be all around pretty mentally strong person, and your work has to be excellent.
Yeah. Work
So-
ethic, work style, all of it.
Yeah,
I agree.
It has to be excellent. I mean, for example, just to give you an example, I have some attorneys that charge $60 an hour. I
Mhm.
have some that charge $1,600 an hour. What's the
Uh.
difference?
The $1,600 an hour win every time?
Yeah, right. So that's
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, some people are okay with the $60 an hour. They may have a traffic ticket.
Yeah.
Somebody may have shot somebody. They're gonna need that 16.
Yeah.
So it depends on the level,
Of what you're
Some
paying
people
for.
don't value their look themselves in the mirror that much. So $20 haircut is not a problem.
Yeah. No.
Some people look at themselves as like a queen, so they come to us.
And they love it when everybody
do.
says
That's
they
it.
love it when everybody says, "Oh,
So
your hair
we're-
looks fabulous." Where'd you get your hair done? And you
We
get
are
all
in-
these compliments.
We are in that market.
Yes, I know.
So it's kind of.
And hence why I stopped doing my own roots, so it would make you look bad and have different colors, and then I know it's a representation of you.
Yes,
so
yes. You didn't even need to do it.
I know, but the whole roots thing always made me paranoid. But no, I agree. So Artem, I do appreciate you being on and sharing your knowledge, and thank you. And remember to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, iTunes, Anchor. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Instagram, all those great places. And until next week, stay positive and keep growing. And thank you, Artem.
You're very welcome, Kimberly.